Welcome to this yoga class for opening the shoulders. As we all know, sitting in front of the computer all day, we sometimes can't help but start slouching. So what we want to do in this exercise, in this class, is to really help you to lengthen the spine and bring awareness to the shoulders and move the shoulders back to a more neutral position. Right, we're going to start from lying down on our backs. You can keep your knees bent, and then we're going to just reach the hands up towards the sky. Lift the head, lengthen back of the neck, and bring it back down to the floor. Make sure that in this exercise, your head and the back of the neck and the upper back is touching the floor. And now we're going to inhale, reach the hands up as if you were trying to reach someone, only lifting the shoulders away from the floor, and exhale, bring the shoulders back down. Inhale, reach, and exhale, back down. You should feel that your scapula is just simply moving away from each other as you reach forward and up, scapula's moving away, and exhale, rest the scapula back to the floor. We're just going to do 3 more times. And now we're going to interlace the fingers, whichever one on top is fine. Bend the elbows and bring the hands in. Inhale out, and then a few more times. Just keep it loose. Notice how this makes your elbows and shoulder joints feel. One more time. And then change the cross of the fingers, doing the same. Bend the elbows, bring the hands in, inhale out. Notice any difference as you cross the fingers in a different way. One more. And now keep the hands crossed this way. We're going to bend the elbows, bring the hands in, and put both of your hands to the floor, to the right side of your ear, just outside the right side of the ear. So what we're going to do is to draw a circle around the head, but keeping your hands touching the floor all the time. Very slowly, see if you could draw an outline around the head to the shoulders without lifting the hand away from the floor. It might feel a little bit weird at first. So once you go from right to left, you're going to return from left to the right. I'm going to do 4 more. Notice how this makes the shoulder feels, the upper back. Which side feels it a little bit more? 1 more. And then bring it back, reach up, change the cross of the fingers, bend the elbows, bring the hands back to the right side of the ear, and keep drawing that circle in a different way. So you're going to use a slightly different set of muscle here. Might feel a different pull. See which side is easier. One more time. come back to the same position. Just remember whichever hand is on top, we're going to change sides later on. We're going to reach the hands up and then coming into a bridge pose. Lift the hip. Notice how it feels in the spine and then slowly come back down. We're going to come up and down a few more times. One more. And then release, change the cross of the fingers, again lifting up and come back down. Again, bring awareness to the back, to the top half of the back, the spine in the middle. You might feel a really nice pinch being massaged. And release. Just reset the neck, the head, the shoulders. We're going to do one more time. Cross the fingers whichever way, and then we're going to start to roll from side to side. This might feel a bit painful for some people because it's massaging the fascia in the back. It's touching a really tight bit. If you have a really tight back, you're going to feel quite strongly in this. And then release back to the center, change the cross of the fingers. Again, gently rock from side to side. I notice one side feels a little bit more than the other. This is actually really nice after you've done this. This is equivalent to having a little bit of a back massage. And release. I'm going to rock to the side and push up, arrive in a tabletop. And from tabletop, instead of doing the usual cat and cows, we're going to introduce some movements into the scapula. So I want you to bring awareness to the scapula as we exhale, drop the shoulders, moving the scapula close to each other, squeezing them. Retraction. Inhale, moving the scapulars away, puffing up the shoulders, protraction. Exhale, drop. Inhale, puffing up. A few more times. And then arrive back in center, the neutral line. We're going to do a few cat and cows. Inhale, lengthen, lift the hip, look up, open the chest. Exhale, round back, tuck the tailbone, chin to chest. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, round and tuck. A few more times. At your own pace. Back to neutral. And now we're going to arrive in a dolphin pose. Bring the elbow on the floor, interlace the fingers. Press the hands and forearm firmly into the floor. Tuck the toes, navel in, lift the hip up. We're going to bring awareness to the shoulders now, so keep the knees bent. If it feels nice, you could walk in a little bit and really focusing on pressing the chest towards the thighs so that you can feel open in the shoulders. Gaze in between the knees. Come back to the breath for 3 more. And then walk the feet back, knees back down to the floor, and coming back to tabletop. And from here, we're going to arrive in downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the hip up, Set the feet as wide as the hips. Look at the fingers, make sure they're pressing down firmly into the floor. Lift the hip up, tailbone pointing up. And if you can, maybe as your next inhale, push the knees back to straighten the legs. Notice how it feels in the shoulders. And find your breath again. 3 more. And from here, bring the right hand to the left ankle. If this is difficult for you, you can walk the feet in a little bit. Right hand on the left ankle, pull it, and then start to turn towards the left armpit. Look up towards the ceiling. One more breath. Right hand back, bring the left hand to the right ankle, and pull the hands and look behind the right armpit up towards the sky. One more breath. And both hands back. Come back to tabletop. Find your breath again. And then we're going to walk the hands out. Bring the chest and chin to the floor, arrive in a puppy's pose. So your hip is directly above the knee. If this is difficult, you can bring the forehead to the floor, just like child's pose. And if you want to take it a little bit harder, you can come onto the fingertips. Feel the heart opening, shoulder opening, with a little bit of a gentle back bend. One more breath. Hands back, slowly walk back to tabletop. Toes together, knees a little bit wider, and arrive in child's pose. Forehead to the floor, press the fingers into the floor and start to lengthen the sides. Exhale, sink the heart into the earth. Two more breaths. Slowly walk your hands back, coming into this kneeling pose. And bring awareness back to the shoulders again. We're going to roll the shoulders. So normally when we roll the shoulders, we kind of do it half-heartedly, but here I want you to really bring all the awareness to the scapula. So we're lifting the shoulders up really tall and then start to push the scapula back towards each other, really squeeze them tight. And then keep them squeezing, pull them down. And then come forward again, lifting up, pushing the scapula back, squeeze them together and pull them down. Do this a few more times. And we slowly come to a cross-leg sitting position as we draw to a close to this session. Gently bring the eyes to close and awareness to the spine. Notice how long the spine feels. Notice the length of the neck. And bring awareness to the scapula again. Notice where they are. A neutral position for the scapula should be hanging a little bit behind, away from the spine, and not too far away from each other. Draw the shoulders towards the low back, just ever so slightly gently, without, using too much tension. And then gently come back to the breath again. Allow the air to flow freely in the body towards the navel. And exhale. Let go of all the tension. Come back to the most natural breathing. And then bring your hands to prayer. You can keep your eyes closed. I'd like to just invite you to check in with yourself once more. Notice how you're feeling now. How do the shoulders feel? And thank you for making time for yourself. And thank you for watching this video. Namaste. Thank you.